Candace Owens. Candace Owens. Me and Candace Owens are starting to have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why me and Candy, just like Candace, I can see you when you walk. Me and Candace Owens are starting to have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. Because I think that Candace, although she makes some phenomenal points, I think that she's a little bit extreme in her views, and I don't know if she's just doing it for entertainment or if she really believes some of the stuff that she's saying. For example, when she did Steven Crowder, you know what I'm saying? That was a little bit vindictive. When she broke down what was going on at LeBron James' school, I agree with her with the fact that it was culture, but at the same time, you can't hold LeBron James accountable for him pouring money into his community. Me and Candace, I can see you when you walk. Shout out to Aaron. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Me and Candace had a love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Candace decides that she wants to highlight a specific teacher that was operating with racial hatred in their hearts. And I have not seen this yet, but the people pointed this out and they sent it to me, so I want to go over this. The name of the show is called Unemployed Today. All right? Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Let's get into the video.
So the rise of black supremacy is a thing. You always hear about the rise of white supremacy. In fact, I actually once testified in front of Congress over the rise of white supremacy. I'm going to be very much actually willing to bet that there's no such thing as a hearing on the rise of black supremacy, even though it's surrounding us. What is black supremacy? Well, as we just discussed in monologue, it's the idea that you should literally be able to go out as a black person and shoot somebody and you shouldn't have to face any consequences, or you should maybe at most a couple of years in prison. But why on earth would you have to face 10 years in prison? That's ridiculous. Why on earth? If you're a dad, that seems completely wrong. Black supremacy is the idea that an Asian officer, as we just discussed, should have to go to prison for 4 years and 9 months because he did his job by holding the crowd back. The idea of black supremacy is the idea that George Floyd, after taking 4 times the lethal amount of fentanyl, should still be alive and walking around. And even though he died, that he belongs on murals and that children should be wearing his face on T-shirts despite what he's done to people in the past. What are some things that he's done? Oh, well, remember the time that he held a gun to a woman's abdomen while her young child was in the room and robbed her place. Nobody cared.
But see, this is why I'm saying that me and her have a love-hate relationship. Now, she's talking about, and she's going to go into the idea that a racist black woman was fired from her job. And she's illustrating that black supremacy is a thing because we prioritize and we highlight people in a positive light that actually has done negative things in their lifetime. But this is a disingenuous argument, right? And I have to be objective because although I do like Candace Owens and I largely agree with a lot of the things that she says, I absolutely disagree with a lot of the things that she says in the way that she says them. For example, just because George Floyd specifically, and I don't believe that we should have been protesting about it and making it a racial thing. However, I'm not going to objectively say that George Floyd should have been dead or that he should not have had a knee on his neck. He shouldn't have had a knee on his neck. Now, I don't think that was a racial thing. I think that was an individual police officer thing. But it doesn't mean that we have to talk about how trash he was in the rest of his life because he never should have been in a position to where he had a knee on his neck in the first place. It's a it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I hated the fact that we tore up our own fucking neighborhoods and we use this in order to continue to make it a black-white thing when it didn't have anything to do with other white people. This was a police officer that was doing something that was wrong, never should have had his knee on his neck, especially for that amount of time. And the fact that he did whatever he did in his past and he paid whatever he paid to society and he was back free has nothing to do with the situation that was at hand. And this is the problem that I have, is that you can't demonize a whole person that then died. You can't demonize a person that then died in order to say, yo, this was a bad guy. The police officer should have never had his knee on his neck. Two things can be true at the same time. We don't need to make this a race thing. This was an individual thing as far as the police officer and George Floyd specifically, but at the same time, he should have never had the knee on his neck in his first place for that long. And I don't like this. Why not just address the issue at hand specifically that you're trying to highlight? And this kind of like takes away from what it is that I could rock with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why the fuck we still talking about George Floyd? Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary? Who on the face of this earth has never done anything in a life? And so if you die, is it fair that they then bring up all of the things that you did in your past in order to try to justify a point? I don't like that shit, man. I genuinely don't like it. That's the thing that I don't like. That's that shit I don't like.
It doesn't matter, because the concept of black supremacy, which is rotting people's minds at this moment, has been created by a consistent and insistent mainstream media narrative that actually white supremacy is everywhere, and black Americans therefore can act however they want to deal with these trying times. So we talked about that yesterday. A stunning example. I basically put a challenge to you guys. Did somebody find me a video that is more racist than the one that I'm about to show you? And I showed you an example of a teacher, turns out a first grade teacher in Texas, who just boldly went on the internet and started recording videos of herself and sharing screenshots of her speaking with her sister and her boyfriend about her being openly racist because she walked into her house and saw that her sister was laying up with a white man. She was literally a white arm. She actually took a screenshot and put it on the internet, just a white arm over her black sister, sent her on a steep racist spiral. And she didn't care. She didn't quit. She openly told people in a video that she was going to do everything she could to break up their relationship. I showed you her bio yesterday, where she called herself a black supremacist. Proud.
I think it's a lot of people that are black supremacists. I do. I think that there's a lot of people in our society that can't wait. Anything that has to do with somebody that don't look like you, they genuinely can't wait to make it a racial thing. There are a lot of people that do things to other people that they would not want done to them. There are a lot of people that do things to other people that they would not want done to them. And the fact that you can berate somebody and then use social media in order to illustrate how race baiting and how racist you are. And a lot of people always want to say, well, you can't be racist because you don't have any power to be able to determine what happens to somebody else. Bullshit. Don't tell me you can't be racist because you don't have no power to determine what happened to somebody else. Hey, you do got the power to determine what happened to somebody else, because that all you got to do is accuse somebody of doing something that they didn't even do. I see people dox people all the time. All the time, people justify the possibility of doxing somebody. And the fact that you don't like somebody purely based off of the color of their skin, you can put whatever label on it that you want, but that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. Let's continue.
Out in the open. Now, to be clear, she obscured her name, right? She was going on Twitter as Claire Kyle, the Claire Kyle. And what is so remarkably stupid about that is that although she changed her name, she didn't change her photo. It was a real picture of her using the pseudonym The Claire Kyle G, as if the internet was not going to be able to figure out who she was. She was confident.
One thing about it, and the one thing that I made up in my mind early in my YouTube career, when I first got on YouTube, is I said that I'm always going to be authentically me. I'm never going to switch it up. I'm not going to use no alias. I'm not going to try to use a different name. I'm going to use Anton Daniels, because no matter what happens, I'm going to be authentically me. More importantly, you act like when you get big on the internet or when you blow up or whatever, that it's not people that went to high school with you. That it's not people that used to rock with you. That it's not somebody in your family that's going to turn on you, or somebody that's going to say, nah, his real name is such and such, and so on and so forth. Nah, listen, this is just me. I'm just going to be whoever it is I'm going to be. And if I'm going to talk my shit, then I'm going to own it completely. I don't understand why people use aliases as though you don't know what their real names are, or at some point you're not going to figure out who they are. I'm going to just be 100% me. But I understand that people use aliases because they don't want to be doxxed. And I don't believe in doxing. However, when people go viral on a lot of these platforms and they're not even getting no money for it, I don't understand it. Because as long as you are talking on the internet, somebody at some point is going to recognize you.
Confident, actually, that the internet was not going to be able to figure out who she was. She was also confident that even if they did, she wasn't going to get fired. Here's what she tweeted when people started saying, I know who you are. I know where you work. She wrote this: "Yes, y'all have found my job. They told me to delete the post, but my job is safe since I did not directly wish harm on all white people. They laughed and told me to watch what I say and I'll be good to go. Being a great teacher pays off very well when they know your true self."
Can you imagine that these are the type of people that's teaching y'all kids? Can you imagine that these are the type of people that is literally teaching your kids every single day? Every day that your kid go to school, they are being taught by another human being, and you have no clue whatsoever of what it is that they feel or what their sentiment is, what their objective is, how they live their life, whether or not they got a body in a deep freezer in a basement or what. You have no clue whatsoever. But now we have the internet, and what the internet has allowed people to do is to continue to shoot themselves in the foot. They use it on Twitter, they do it on Instagram, they do it on Threads, whatever the new platforms are, YouTube. They cannot wait to continue to put themselves in harm's way by talking, texting, and typing too much.
She followed it up with, "Just talk to the school board and my job is safe," cry in the corner. "I told them it was a joke and they know that I'm not racist, so have fun." So despite the fact that she called this person a cave dweller, despite the fact that she had a past of tweeting about white people and that she called this person pasty, she's saying, well, I didn't say it to all white people. I didn't say it to every white person in America, so it's totally fine as long as I'm only being racist towards one white person. And of course, this was not enough for people that discovered who she was. By the way, her real name is Danielle Allen.
Now, see, that's the one thing that I don't do. I don't. If somebody don't want to know, don't want to say they real shit and stuff like that, I don't care. Listen, one of my things is I just don't believe in messing up nobody's bag. I know that other people feel differently and you have the right to feel whatever it is that you want to feel. It's a free country. I personally do not mess up nobody else's bag. I just don't. And maybe Candace Owens is taking this personally, this story in particular, because she is married to a white man, but I just can't. I cannot mess up somebody else's bag. It's just not in me. I don't want you to lose your job. We got enough homeless people. I want you to be able to feed your family. Maybe you shouldn't be in teaching kids or something. Who knows? And I know everybody else got their own reasons for doing what it is that they do. Me, personally, I cannot dock somebody and remove them from their position because I believe that your ability to be able to feed your family is absolutely possible. It is detrimental. You got to be able to feed your family. You shouldn't be on the internet saying dumb shit. I don't know. I'm just torn between a rock and a hard place with that.
They began to insist that something be done, but she was still confident nothing would be done. In fact, she posted this video of herself walking down the hallways at that elementary school, and She wrote this: "First day of school, walking through the halls while Twitter thinks they can take my job from me." Ha ha. Little smiley face.
With a bunch of filters on and shit. See, now this is the type of stuff that wind up getting you fired. This is the type of stuff, see, you tortured people, you taunted people, you continued to put yourself out there in the public space. Before I started After Hours, which then became the Millionaire Morning Show, and then I started going on the panel shows and all of that other type of stuff in order to do what it is that I'm doing today, I made sure that I got out of the businesses that was public facing because I didn't want them to suffer at the hands of the things that I was saying. I was very, very intentional and very, very careful about what it is that I did. I moved. I decided to get another residence. I increased the security. I moved a little bit differently. I put my daughter in different schools and stuff like that. I wound up getting out of certain businesses. I was very, very strategic because the internet is the internet and the internet gonna do what the internet does. And so she just out here taunting people and putting and putting herself at harm's risk, well, you're going to get what you asked for.
Call me every name under the sun, but y'all will never be able to call me unemployed. Wow.
Facts.
That's how it started.
Facts, you're going to get your ass fired.
Here's how it's going, folks. Turns out we actually can call her unemployed because the school district got wind of this and they posted this all across their socials. This is again in Mesquite, Texas. They posted this all across their...
And she did it in Texas? Fam.
socials and as well as on the actual school website for the district. They wrote this: at approximately 4 p.m. yesterday, Mesquite ISD Independent School District became aware of a series of alarming racist statements posted to the X, formerly Twitter account, of a teacher at Thompson Elementary. Upon learning of the situation, our personnel staff began an immediate investigation. As of this morning, the employee is no longer a part of the Mesquite Independent School District organization and is not eligible for rehire. Due to privacy restrictions, Mesquite cannot comment on the details of personnel matters. Nevertheless, the highly offensive statements posted to her X account do not reflect the values and standards of Mesquite, and the district condemns them in the strongest terms.
How much is it going? How much fame do you guys and how many likes do y'all got to get in order to be able to torpedo yourselves? Because, I mean, she probably got a good career as being an OnlyFans chick now. But just a question. How many likes do y'all have to get, and how much visibility and how much clout do you need to actually put your own job at risk and your ability to be able to feed yourself in harm's way? How much we got to send you? How many cash apps do you get? How much clout do you need? How many people do you have to taunt? Why is this a thing for people? Why are people so starved for attention that they would put their own well-being on the line, and you continue to taunt people? Like, you didn't just make the one video, or you didn't just do something dumb and make a mistake and then remove the video. You kept going. You can't be this dumb. You can't be this dumb. You cannot be this idiotic. No way. You don't even make no money on TikTok. Ain't even no bags like that on TikTok. Ain't no bags like that on none of them other platforms or none of that. How much money did they pay you in order to really clout chase yourself into unemployment? This is the dumbest thing ever. I'd love to reach out to her. Hey, what was her name again? Somebody rewind this live stream and tell me what her name was again so I can reach out to her.
So, yeah.
Hold on.
She is on Allen. They began to insist that something a great teacher.
Claire Kyle at Claire Kyle G. At Claire Kyle G. Let me see what's happening out here in these streets.
Pays off very well when they know your true self. She followed it up with, just talk to the school board and my job is safe. Cry in the corner. I told them it was a joke and they know that I'm not racist, so have fun. So despite the fact that she called this person a cave dweller, despite the fact that she had a past of tweeting about white people and that she called this person pasty, she's saying, well, I didn't say it to all white people.
Somebody find her information and send it to me in my email. Find her Instagram information and send it to me in my email.
Account of a teacher at Thompson Elementary. Upon learning of the situation, our personnel staff began an immediate investigation. As of this morning, the employee is no longer. The district condemns them in the strongest terms.
Oh, her account is deleted?
Yeah.
Now she want to delete her account after she get fired. Somebody find me her Instagram information and send it to me. Now, I know that's not her real name. Candace Owens already said her real name. Candace Owens already gave her real name. Somebody find her Instagram information and get it to me. I know y'all can do what y'all do. I know y'all great at what y'all do. I know y'all be getting this information to me as soon as possible. Somebody send her Instagram information and send it to me. I'm curious as to get her thoughts.
Is unemployed. And it just really, take a second, actually step back and think about this. She got triggered by a white arm and lost her entire job. It wasn't even like a sexy pose. Like, it was just a white guy's arm that was around her sister. And she got so triggered that she went on a racist rant, texted her boyfriend, was willing to lose her job. She's now lost her job. She couldn't stop herself, right? She could have instantly realized she could have started deleting things. Then she involved the school district by saying, they said my job's fine, which obviously only enraged people further. And all of this because she couldn't bear looking at a white arm. That's the truth. This is what actually happened. And I have more questions. I want to know personally what her sister is thinking. Can you imagine? You probably are finding out everything that's happening secondhand and going, are you good? Did you just actually lose it all over a white arm? Because it sounds like her sister, and obviously, given the fact that her sister was with a white man, she does not hold the same racist perspectives as her sister does. And she's probably thinking, what did you just do? Because her life is blown up. Make no mistake. She's not hireable. Everybody knows who Danielle Allen is now in the state of Texas. When she goes to apply for a job and people look her up, they're going to see her face associated with the story, no matter where you work. Whether you're talking about McDonald's or any other corporation, she is now unable to be hired as a teacher anywhere. She's done being a teacher. Maybe
She's
McDonald's will hire her. Maybe Burger King will hire her. And people will walk in, they'll get their Big Macs, they'll get their Whoppers, and they'll think, pretty sure that's the girl that said she was a black supremacist, right? That is actually, her life is blown up. That's all that is left for her because she couldn't help but be racist. She got exactly what she deserved. But I got to get involved in this family drama. So if you are her sister and you are watching this, we will pay you $500 to give us the exclusive, to sit down with us and talk to us about what your sister just did blowing up.
Yo, I give you more than that. $500, that's all they offering over there at the Daily Wire. Hey, come kick it with your boy Anton at AntonDaniels.com. We got the bag over here. Listen, I don't know what they offering y'all, but Anton take care of his people. I don't know what they offering y'all, but Anton take care of his people. Hey, come holler at your boy Anton Daniels. Y'all find out where she is. Y'all send me that Instagram information. I know y'all watching. Come holler at Anton Daniels. I'll make sure that you'll be able to survive at least for another week. I got you, baby girl. What's the offer again? Hold on. This is the standard rate. This really is a standard rate, y'all.
About what your sister just did blowing up her own life. And if you are the white arm, just the white arm, we will give you $400 to sit down with us and give us the exclusive interview about what happened, what it felt like as the white arm in that scenario, and to realize that your white arm is now basically famous on the internet.
I got the bag for you. Hey, come holler at your boy. I'll give you a little bit more than that. Come kick it with your boy, all right? Shout out to you, but yeah, this is dumb. The idea that you guys are clout chasing to the point to where y'all getting fired from y'all jobs, that's a bit of an idiotic move, all right?